Welcome to Beyond the Hologram. My name is Sol, and in this video I'll be talking about the importance of being alone and why it is good for your soul development and growth. So stay tuned. Welcome back. A lot of people confuse alone and lonely. They think they're the same thing, but the truth of the matter is they're very different from each other. To be alone, it means to be one with yourself. It means to be your true, authentic self. You're most connected with who you are. And to be lonely is a feeling. It's a feeling that derives from the ego. It comes from a pack mentality, the sense that you need to belong to a group in order to have some kind of self-worth and value. Your ego will always tell you that you need to be with people. It's what gives you worth, gives you value. And over time, you develop a pack mentality. You got to maintain your image. You put many masks on in order to please the pack. And at times you even neglect yourself or neglect making the right decision according to what's best for you. If it doesn't sit right with the pack, or you're worried that the pack will not approve of you. To be in that state of pack mentality can have quite a taxing effect on your personal growth and on your mind, because you're constantly trying to maintain a certain persona that may not be who you are, and you can sometimes have clashes between your authentic self and inauthentic self. Make you feel like you're living a lie, and you're living to please others while neglecting your own needs. You're constantly trying to please and be accepted and validated and approved by the pack, and this could lead to misjudgment in making decisions that you need to make for yourself, or at times object to the idea of the pack, or what the general consensus of the pack is. And I'm talking about when you are with like friends. Now with the age of social media, this becoming even more more serious. You've got a lot of people in your group that constantly watch what you do, and you're constantly trying to maintain that image, and it can be hard work, and a lot of it may actually not be in alignment with who you are. And over time, you can feel that you're not actually living your true self. You're not actually being what you feel you're supposed to be or meant to be. Sometimes there can be inner clashes with with your true self and the masks that you're wearing in order to maintain your status. When you're being alone, you eliminate all that. You're being true to yourself. You don't need masks. You don't need to impress anyone, or you're not at risk of being judged, and you don't really need to work hard to be who you are and to be true to yourself. There are times where your soul would want you to be alone, and would want to be alone, because you need to learn certain lessons and certain realization that can only be made when you block off outside influences and you're being true to yourself. You can only come to certain conclusions about what's best for you when you're not under pressure to please others and to wear a mask that is not you, or hide behind it. believe it or not, to belong to a pack and to constantly try and maintain this status can be quite hard work. I mean, you're subject to to a lot of judgment, a lot of criticism. Many times you don't do things that you want to do because you are concerned what others would say or might say, and you can actually deprive yourself of a lot of lessons and experiences that otherwise you would make if you weren't subjected to all the criticism and the judgment and the pressure that comes from belonging to a group or having to please the group all the time. To be alone is a period where you repose, you stop, and you reconnect with yourself. It's a time where you're being honest with yourself, and you're not, to say alone. Yes, you are alone. It means that you're not surrounded by people, but you're actually with yourself, with your person, your soul and the person. You are reuniting. It gives you, it gives you the sense that, you can just relax into who you are. And many times you find that doing that will make you realize that the pack you belong to actually not only not served you, but you actually didn't like it. You actually let yourself and gave yourself the opportunity to admit to yourself that something is not good for you. And once you move yourself away from that pressure and constant prying eyes and opinions, you are freeing yourself from a burden that can actually benefit you and help you with your growth and help you decide which way you want to go and the best way for you to go. The ones that understand the value of being alone and have the courage to make their own decisions are the ones who are ahead of the pack. They're free thinkers, they're freer. They allow themselves to do and think whichever way suits them, and regardless of what others think and what the general opinion might be, or whether it's going to get the other people's approval. They're ahead of the pack, and they're far and much freer to then connect with whether it's a group of people or situations or whatever that actually suits them and helps them find their true essence and be true to themselves. They understand the benefit of being alone. There is a sense of relief, a sense of lightheartedness. They know that maintaining the reputation or living behind a mask is a lot more difficult than just being who you are and being honest with yourself. And sometimes being alone is a lot better for them. They don't feel the need to be around people all the time. The ego will always tell you that you need to be around people, and some people they feel embarrassed to say that they spend time alone. They always have this feeling in the back of their heads that, if they say that, they didn't go out Saturday night, or when they're asked, what did you do last night or Saturday night, they have this sense of embarrassment to say, well, I didn't do anything. I was just at home by myself. They feel like they need to have some kind of a story so people don't think that, they're poor sorts, that they're lonely and they don't have any friends and there's something wrong with them. Some people would even, if they didn't go out, they will make up as if they did go out and did something so they can tell people that, no, I actually went out and I went to parties, or, I spent time with such and such and we went and did that, did this or did that. And they just make it up because they're just too embarrassed to say that they spent time alone. And that's, that is a, it's almost like putting yourself in a, in a self-imposed prison. Because, your soul is saying that, you need to be alone and you need to reconnect with yourself and be honest or go in a certain direction. And the pack is saying that, the pack is demanding that you be someone that they know you to be. Because that's how you paint yourself in order to be accepted into the pack, or in order to, to be validated by them. So you're living a certain lie. And being alone is like, it's like you spend time meditating, reconnecting with yourself. It's the same as meditation, when you block out, thoughts and outside influences. And sometimes you need to do it for yourself as well. Just block out outside influences, distractions. Have a, reconnect. Some people discover that that being alone is actually what they really like to do. They actually, they feel the benefit once they experience that me time. And some people do it for quite a long time. Some people prefer it because they discover that they're much more at peace when they're alone. It gives them time to engage in things that they really like to do, and invest in themselves and invest in their personal growth. Invest in in creating what they think they need to create for themselves. They do it because they love doing it, and they don't have that pressure of having to impress, or having to maintain their status and image. So take some time alone. You'll see that there's great benefit in being alone, and it doesn't mean that you're lonely. I know a lot of people that have many friends, and they're always part of a group, and they always go out, and their phones always ring, and they get messages, and people check their social media and they respond and whatever, but deep down they're still lonely because they keep living a certain lie. They keep putting on masks and disconnect from their true essence, which inside, you can try and lie. You can try and put on a mask and lie. At the end of the day, you can't really lie to yourself. You can, after a while, that you're putting on a mask. You know that you're not being true to yourself. And you can, you can actually make you feel like your intuition, your inner being will be clashing with, with this image that you're trying to put on. So take some time to be alone. Don't be afraid. Give yourself that me time. It doesn't mean that you don't have to go out and have friends. You can socialize and have a good time and enjoy the company of people. But try not to make it a must, and try not to make it the determining factor in who you are or what you should be. So I hope this makes sense, and I hope this clarifies it. If you like those kind of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification button, please share and like, and comment, of course. I'd like to know what you think. And the main thing is, don't be afraid to be you and who you're meant to be. So until next time, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.